it will be led by Dr. Nabasa. Yes. She made quite a very powerful speech in India. Everybody is calling me about it.
For Uganda, for your hope, we lay our future in thy heart. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand.
Very much, and by description of Honorable Mwanga from that telephone that he received, utilize come and lead us in prayer for us to accommodate people no matter the religion. Seka yangu twali wa sabile no Islam twala bambaze kipekine.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ba'd. Allahumma sallit aduwana aqlabun min khilabika. Ay Allah ekitiibwa kusabanga newombese gy'oli manyaga ekitiibwa. Abalabe baffe era ab'eggwanga lino abasindikire empologoma z'okwogerera. Tusaba omupulezidenti waffe omutereko omukono gw'ekitiibwa atuuke mu kukulembeza ebitwagala oba okumulebwa ngaffe Uganda nga mulamu bulungi era omuwe omukono gw'ekisa abeere nga tukulembera bulungi alulebwa nga gaffe Uganda. Nsaba buli mukoyazi wano omuteeko omukono ogw'ekitiibwa ogw'ekisa n'abasigadde nga bali emabega w'ekisinde kino bazeeko omukono ogw'ekitiibwa. Byonna mbisaba Allah nga mpitamunyera ekitiibwa Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Allahumma Amin.
So you can see one Yamanya.
Amanya, Bishai, Sabuka, Semojo, Yoni Amin Luwero district.
From Luwero district. Have you ever dreamt of having handshake with the president? You have never dreamed. Do you have it as a dream? Alhamdulillah. Go and have the handshake. Go na manye migo, go na funa. Anaita batujja ate olina saabatujja nomunaamanya mukikuba ekifaananyi ekyo. Yeah, for us here at the National Unity Platform, we reaffirm all faith. Anglican, Christian, born again, Muslim, apart from the atheists, we are yet to agree because many of us have attachment to particular religion. So it is not right to discriminate or describe characteristically like they did people because of their faith. That is very wrong. And the NUP will deliver, of course, better than you heard them speak. Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome. Of course, good afternoon. We have started a little bit late because of force majeure. It was not our own making. But Shamim here, Malende, knows that acts of God, you cannot stop it. So we are here and we'll use the shortest time possible. We reach out to the media to please bear with us, that will compensate with the terrific speed that we shall carry out this. Mr. President, allow me to recognize that in this press conference we have eminent persons. You have councillors. Councillors LC3, you stand up. The other time they said in the way that
Our power, people power, NUP, everywhere, NUP.
You're most welcome. Those at the division level, you stand up for recognition. That's LC3. Those at the Lord Councillors, stand up for recognition. Lord Councillors. Of course, they are all represented by the Speaker of the Ulster Council, Nanundi Alice from Masaka. It is also a city, you are also Lord Councillor. We take special recognition of leaders from Bugisu, my brother Honorable Masala, you're most welcome. Name members, Musiri, you're most welcome. I take recognition of our Speaker, Wachiso District, Nadia, one of our very great people in delivering at the local government. It's not easy managing Wachiso. You've done us proud. Thank you, Nadia. Mr. President, you have Honorable Muyanja from Mukono is with us today. Mr. President, the Lord is not with us, but the ears are here. Mosh from Masaka, and office of you're most welcome. Of course, that caller gives you all the advantages of being introduced. Bishop, you're most welcome. Stewart from Entebbe, you're most welcome. Come and have a handshake with the president. I should exercise my powers because he comes from Entebbe. You see, Entebbe is a very interesting area. They have Lake Victoria, and I feel like I'm living in Entebbe because I come from Jinja. Stewart, Mr. President, that young man comes from Entebbe. He's a very good young man down there and doing a great job. I want to know Basima. The foot soldiers, you're most welcome. Members of the national owners and members of the National Unity Platform, you're most welcome. Councillor, you did not stand up. I need to expand. I didn't see you. She's also our councillor from Martin Sawa. My sister Nakato, you're most welcome. And all other members, Katongo Julius, Kantankaras Katongo Julius, most welcome. And all other members, you're all most welcome. Arish Kanu, my brother, and Bobi, classmate, you're most welcome. And all of you that I have not introduced, I will do it another time. Mr. President, sir, our ministers, we have members of Parliament, and we have the Honorable Seungu Gonzaga from Kalungu. We have Honorable Christine Kaya, my very good friend from Chiboga. We have Honorable Mwaka Chivumbi, the chairman of the Uganda Caucus. Central Uganda Caucus. And also the head of the park committee, Neswat Tiwa. He has not served in that capacity. Members of the National Executive Committee, Farida Nawatanzi, you're most welcome. Our head of the Electoral Management Committee, the Election Management Committee, Master Walkamba, all the way from Buguidi, you're most welcome. And Mutu Wawatu, Chairman Nyanzi, you're most welcome. Yeah, today is dressed like people from a particular country. I will not say they will say it's on their money, but it is in Europe. And our Secretary General, you're most welcome. Mr. President, all those people are here to witness what will be said. And of course, myself, Mr. President, you are deputy spokesperson. I am so sorry. Shami Marende, MP Kampala, you're most welcome. Man MP Kampala, you're most welcome. Shami Marada Jabundi Amwamasu. And my sister from Kisoro, you're most welcome. You're very, very smart. That is NUP. That is not anywhere else. Mr. President, allow me at this juncture invite Honorable Makamba, our chairperson of the Election Management Committee, to come and speak to us. Madam Mercy, welcome.
Thank you, Comrade Oyster. People power. People power. I myself, Makamba, being the chairperson of the Election Management Committee of the National Unity Platform, I'm here to declare our comrade, who is going to be our official candidate for one member of Parliament in the upcoming by-election. She is Sultan Salim. Can you please stand up for the celebration? This lady is our official candidate, who is going to be our candidate in the upcoming by-election in Kisoro district. Please let's go there in big numbers to support her, because the win is on our side. Islam Luganda, on the candidate waffe, wetwataddeko omukono bagwetwalonze bagwetwayisiza mu kasengejja agenda okubeera oba tukwatidde ebendera yaffe mu kawulu ke tugendamu. Nze sijjagamba nti kakasameeme kuba sapooti tugiina ate kandidati waffe omulaba atundika. So tugendeyo mu bungi tumusapootinge tusobole okuleeta win oba wonna twagala twatera win. Mwebale nnyo mwebale eddala. We wish you the best. We shall be there to support you.
But we shall support her.
Mr. President, you will officially come and unveil your next member of Parliament for Kisoro, woman MP The Secretary General will come with you, and the chairperson of the Electoral Management Committee. I will ask the SG to give guidance in a numerical.
People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Mr. President, behold our candidate, your candidate, Comrade Sultana, commonly known as Tana, who is going to be our flag bearer for woman member of Parliament, Kisoro district. We shall give her an opportunity to say something right now, but most importantly, it was good for us to unveil her to you. Unfortunately, they have given us a very, very short time for campaigns, only 12 days. You can imagine how unfair the system is. Only 12 days for campaigns in a district which has 24 sub-counties. And you can imagine for the NRM, they've been there already. They started all the way campaigning, doing their primaries and all that. But we are glad we have our candidate, and we shall all be there on the ground. So, after taking that picture with the president, I will ask her to say something. Yeah, maybe she can even come and say something.
Mr. President, Secretary General, our MP President, and the NUP Academy, I greet you all. The people of Kisoro have come here as your sister, your daughter, the people from Kobira, our Kobira, the Bachimbiri communities. I stand before you with a lot of humility and pride to be called your daughter. Kisoro district for the longest time, it's been 40 years, over 40 years, Kisoro has given full support to NRM. Where even they have a saying of Ijana Ijana. Ijana Ijana means 100% NRM. But we can see the people of Kisoro, the number of pledges that this government has given us. We can see, you all know that Kisoro is a tourism hub, where in Mountain Mugahinga we have the largest number of gorillas in the whole world. So Kisoro speaks for itself, even without an introduction. But if you go, in 2006, they promised us tourism roads. But as we speak, the tourism roads are in a very bad condition. Thank you. If you look at our roads, this is not only going to benefit the tourism industry, but also the traders, because we are known as farmers. When it rains in these tourism roads, you really wonder if this is a tourism hub that we should be. Because if you have visited Kisoro, you can see the beauty of Kisoro district. But we are promised, and up to now, we are still in hope. For how long will we wait? People of Kisoro, Ijana Kuja, let us change the narrative, let us change the statement of Ijana Kuja. And we know that is not what happened, because things are changing. We saw what they did in the 2021 elections. We saw how they arrested us. You saw how they beat our agents on polling stations, where agents at 1 p.m. were chased and polling stations were closed at 1 p.m. because ballots were already ticked. So we saw all that, and we know people are seeing and people are changing. I know Kisoro right now as we speak, after the NRM primary that just concluded, you saw the impunity, you saw the bribery. Please, Kisoro people, I urge you to change. This is the time, and you have to change now. And there are a lot of things that have been promised. The John Kale Institute of Science and Technology. As we speak, they laid a stone in 2017, but you can no longer even trace where that stone is. People are moving from Kisoro to go to other districts for education, when we should have such education in Kisoro so that our leaders, we can have better leaders of tomorrow. So I stand here to empower the youth, the girl child, to ensure that we stay in school, and we are going to put up facilities that are going to help us in doing this. I'm going to be an on-ground leader. An on-ground leader, I mean, where I have to engage with you in our webinars. I sit with you and we discuss our issues in a personal level. An on-ground leader is what I'm going to be. And I'm going to be your vocal person, a person who is going to speak for you, not to go and fill the seats in Parliament, but to go and actually advocate for our rights as Kisoro District as we deserve. Thank you very much. Abafumbira kazi, abafumbira, abakimbiri, n'abakimbiri kazi, nchimbere yanyu ndi kubasaba ngo duhindure kuko iki nicyo gihe. Buri munsi tuvuga yuko ari ijana ku ijana, kubera iki tudahinduraho ijana ku ijana, kubera iki nta district yigera ivuga ngo ijana ku ijana n'igisoro gusa yonze, ariko ubu nzi yuko twenda guhinduraho. Dusindike statement, iyi election igiye kutuyamba, dusindike statement iri kwerekana yuko tubihinduyeho. Nyabona muzi yuko twifuza umuntu wo kutuvugira Kagisoro, kuko ibyo batubeshe ni byinshi. University yo batubeshe Institute John Kale in memory of the late John Kale. Up to now, we don't nta tuza institute dufite. Abana bashobora kuja mu gani ma district kwiga, kandi ufite kuba ibyo byose biri mu district yacu. Amantuza tourism roads ntazo turi kubona abona buri gihe. Nyabona duhindureho mpaka runga mukampwa ya Sultana Salim uwo muri Katana, duhindureho maze mpaka runga kuzishaka bakumva.
Thank you. Kukusemeza. People power. Our power. Hey. May I now invite Western Uganda. I see my mother and she over Western Uganda with you. ne wale na bado kunjilina yaso kwetu. People power, our power. Even Sharon is from Solo. All right. Comrade Tana, come in front, please. And the president is going to officially hand over this our symbol to you. Please, in front here, the president is going to officially hand over to you our symbol, which is the umbrella, for you to go and hold it with a lot of pride in Chisoro. People power, our power. Kunga Chisoro kunga. Kunga Western Uganda kunga. Yeah. Thank you very much. So there we go with our official candidate in the Chisoro. Our power. Kunga Chisoro kunga. Kunga Chisoro kunga. Viva kunga, viva. Chisoro, we are coming. Chisoro, we are coming. How I wish the president and the secretariat would give me those 2 weeks in Chisoro. And I see what is in Chisoro. But Chisoro, we are coming. People power. Thank you very much. We surely look forward to doing whatever we can. There's a lot of desire to prove that we are not everywhere, but let them mark us with show, because we will be there. And let them give us the chance to show who we are and the might that we are, because we are truly a mighty party in Chisoro. That I know, we have the numbers. And we will beat them. We will beat them at that. Mr. President, without wasting any more time, allow us to give this opportunity to Parliament. There is a serious bill and debate concerning coffee, and a lot of people have been hearing a lot of words. We think that we should have the opportunity, being in charge of the fight, and I wish to take this opportunity, Mr. President, to report to you and ask all of us here to put up to give a thunderous hand clap to our parliamentary team. They have defined us right, that when we mean something, we go for it. And when we stand together, we can beat them no matter the odds. We want to thank the able leadership of Honorable Joel Senyonyi, the able leadership of Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi at the center stage of making sure that we fight for the voices that are voiceless. They put up a very good struggle. You heard what happened there,
and we are very grateful for that. So ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me invite Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi. But before I invite Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, selector is very far. Let me have Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi to come and tell us something. But then those you have Akamwani, but it is far. Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, sir.
Come on.
Your Excellency, the President, the Secretary General, the National Organizing Secretary, honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I have been given this opportunity. Once again, let me first explain who I am. I'm a chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. And people should understand how I became a chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. I'm deployed by the National Unity Platform to be chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. It's because of our numbers in Parliament, in the caucus, that I managed to be elected a chairperson. Therefore, I give first accountability to my president and to the party. That's why I'm going to explain how far this is taken. Now, coffee. Why coffee? Coffee today is grown by 12.5 million Ugandans. They are in the coffee sector. Coffee today, this financial year alone, and Uganda net earnings 1.4 billion US dollars. 1.4 billion translated in shillings is nearly 5 trillion Uganda shillings. That's so remarkable. And why today? So when we are speaking about coffee, we are not speaking about any other crop. Two, coffee transcends Uganda. It's a national crop. Actually, there is a type of coffee that is not grown in Uganda at all. That is the Arabic coffee. It is grown in part of Western Uganda and in the Bugishu region. But even today, coffee has transited the ordinary boundaries. It's no longer grown in Bugishu, in Uganda, in parts of Rwenzori. No. Actually, Usoga, West Nile, and all other regions. Actually, today, the most upcoming region in growing coffee is Western Uganda. Therefore, when we are speaking about coffee, we are speaking about Uganda in totality. So what's a crisis in Parliament? In Parliament, we are now dealing with a very big issue. Government came up, by the way, government of Uganda did not come up with the policy of rationalization. My 10 years as the shadow minister for finance, we made a case that government was too big, duplicating so many roles, being extravagant, and in our manifesto, we advocated for a lean, efficient government bureaucracy. So it's actually a National Unity Platform that has delivered the agenda for cleaning up the extravagancy in government. And it should be done for ourselves. Therefore, there is nothing like a government was with, because it is President Yoweri himself, no, it is General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni who abolished all these other things, Coffee Marketing Board, whatever. Therefore, General Museveni should not lay a claim that he is a grandfather of rationalization. It is actually as we made the case. Now, from our standpoint, we are not total against rationalization of agencies. And in Parliament, Honorable President, Your Excellency, we have supported almost 90% of agencies that have been rationalized. And led by the able leadership of our leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Osenyemi, we've been able to support various bills. But for every rule, there is an exception. Even the government agencies, even the agencies to be privatized, to be rationalized by government, it's not all of them. Some have remained. The National Oil Company, the National Oil Authority, including Kampala State Council Authority. If they want to talk about duplication, just go to Kampala State Council. They have a minister and a deputy minister. They have an executive director. They have a road mayor. They have a speaker, very powerful speaker. So if they wanted to crowd out duplication, they should have started with the KCCA and taken away all the ministers and blah blah, and go back to the mayor being the head of that institution. But that's not to be the case, and we're not making that case. And they said the National Uganda Revenue Authority. By the way, Uganda Revenue Authority is also an agency that was created of late. It is also under the Ministry of Finance. Therefore, rationalization is not omnibus. So there are some agencies that needs to be spared. Now, why do we make a case for coffee? We grow coffee, export coffee, but we are not a hugely a coffee consuming country. Ethiopia grows more coffee than us, but Ethiopia consumes a lot of coffee internally. Nearly 90% and almost 95% of our coffee is for export. The countries where we export coffee have become very keen because of the new non-communicable diseases on what their citizens consume. So when you export to a country accredits you and satisfies you that the quality of the product you have exported, and for them they have imported, they are to a standard which will not cause health issues to their citizens. Therefore, for coffee, they accredited the Uganda Coffee Development Authority to have the power, to have the stamp, it's the only authority that stamps every bag of coffee that gets exported out of this country. And when that accreditation is withdrawn, you can no longer export your product to some particular countries. Therefore, the struggle one is that if you dissolve, because Section 4 of the bill talks about dissolving UCDA. But let me tell the country, the talk of 3 years being marketed is not anywhere in the bill. The bill does not in any way talk about 4 years. They are talking about a dissolution of coffee, UCDA, instantly. When you dissolve, instantly you lose the accreditation. When you lose the accreditation, you can no longer export coffee. And therefore, this move by government, I don't know in which phase, is to ensure that the new wealth that has come up with adding up to 5 trillion is to really collapse the coffee. So we are telling the president, one, best practices for coffee. We're not the only coffee growing country. Ethiopia does, Kenya does, Brazil does, Honduras does, Vietnam does, Cambodia does, and a host of other countries. Now, the global market in its unique way for coffee is that coffee, not in any country, is being done through a main ministry. It is through an agency model. An agency model is like you have a special purpose vehicle for marketing coffee and growing coffee. And the thing about coffee export is about the quality of your coffee. However, the quality of coffee is not determined at export level. It is determined right from the nursery bed to how you organize your plantations, to how you harvest your coffee, how you dry it, how you roast it, and how you pack it, and how you export it. So along that value chain, you need a 24-hour monitoring capability by a specific agency dedicated to ensure that at no stage, at every stage, you have to get it right. Therefore, when you crowd out coffee and dissolve the UCDA and you put coffee in the Ministry of Agriculture, which has all agricultural products, which has tea, tobacco, ware, vanilla, blah, blah, you may lose that eagle eye for detail. And therefore, you may affect the quality of our coffee. Now, for those countries, it is the question of the random sample. When you export containers of coffee, they just pick a container and say, we are going to check this one. Once they check one, and it's not up to standard, they reject the whole consignment. Not the whole consignment, they review your accreditation. Therefore, if you want to rationalize coffee and put it to rationalize UCDA, you are removing an agency that has built expertise, capability, and knowledge, and the marketing capacity to market our coffee. And consequently, you will do so. We are not the first country to try to do what the government is trying to do. Ethiopia tried. Kenya, our neighbors tried. They abolished their coffee board and coffee authorities and mainstreamed the coffee into the main ministry. In 3 years, they had lost 50% of their coffee exports. Common sense, once bitten, twice shy. If Kenya tried it and failed, and they are reverting back, to the government, to the agency model, why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Why do you want to try something that has failed elsewhere? We are simply telling government, please don't do so. It's been tried elsewhere and found wanting. Secondly, if UCDA, because the argument of General 7 is that it is the Operation Wealth Creation that has led to this success, that is a wrong assumption. There have been so many, they could have played a small role. Operation Wealth Creation was only at a distribution of seedling stage. Seedlings they were distributing were coming from nursery beds that had been monitored and prepared, organized by UCDA. And from there afterwards, it is UCDA that has been taking over. Therefore, and also the case is, Operation Wealth Creation was not only for coffee, it was for vanilla, it was for mango, it was for limawa, it was for many other things. Let them show us the success of those other crops. Let them show us success, how they've succeeded. Now, the Minister of Agriculture, the people from Chisoro, Kanungu, the Minister of Agriculture solely has been undertaking our tea. What happened to our tea? We lost accreditation. We cannot export as Uganda tea. What happens? We age our tea on the Kenyan market and it's bought by Kenyans, packed Uganda tea, packed and stamped Kenya and exported to the world. It has been under the watchful eye of the Ministry of Agriculture. They fed on fish until they are to put in the military. They fed on any. I've asked the Minister of Agriculture to give us one crop which they can give us to build the confidence as a benchmark where they have succeeded. Absolutely none. Therefore, we are saying this agency, by the way, in addition to being a chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus, I also chair Public Accounts Committee, still cutters of this paper, of this party. And I've just made a very fundamental report, SE, on the national economy, to which government up to now is struggling to put a response. But that's for another day. I've just audited the Ministry of Agriculture. This is the ministry that is in intensive care. It is on oxygen. It is very, very sick ministry. It cannot score a plus on anything. It scores on the minuses. And therefore, this sick ministry, you cannot entrust it with your health what? Baby. Now, the president of the party, Honorable Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu, in the morning, tasked me to come and explain to you why the parliamentary stand, why is the caucus. By the way, give due regards to our leader of opposition. For the first time in the history of Parliament, for as long as I've been there for 10 years, about 10, 12 years. For the first time, Honorable Robert, Right Honorable Joel Senior was able to rally a minimum number of MPs that are required to challenge a decision of a speaker. Because ordinarily, the speaker has been using that window of I, and nay, and past dubious things from today. That is all the record set by Joel Senior will not permit the Speaker of Parliament to pass any other resolution which is anti-people without people voting and Ugandans knowing who has voted. So they will no longer hide under eyes, have it, no, have it, no. We will just stand up, 40 of us, and say, let's go to the vote. If the matter is that contentious, we will not do it on every other bill. But those that we feel that are so critical to the welfare of Uganda, I think thanks to the National Unity Platform and our leadership, that ministry power for which Right Honorable Speaker Anita Among has been hiding to pass dubious budgets, dubious expenditure, Roko, Atiaka, where we can now have the number and the courage to challenge it. That's not a minor's achievement. Mr. President, also, our argument, because finally, we are saying our position as a caucus is that don't rationalize, don't abolish UCDA. Rationalization means abolishing. Dissolving. Section 4 of the bill says we shall dissolve UCDA. We are saying best practices of goodwill is to do it through agency. And the President, Mr. President, you can no longer. And I think General Museveni is going to be hooked on this one proper. If he believes in it, he should wait. Mr. President, in the next 12 months, we shall find him down in the trenches. And on coffee, he's going to lose totally. So we are in it for a long haul. It's not an issue we are going to give up. It will not stop on, even if the martial numbers, this one, we will struggle and take it to the people of Uganda and they tell the president, hands off. Actually, there has been a propaganda, which I will use, Mr. President, in a minute to debunk. The propaganda is that the president called me on the question of UCDA. The president did not call me. Led by the able leadership of the leader of opposition, we agreed to do everything to talk to anybody to save coffee. So in the morning, we decided to meet the Speaker of Parliament and make our case. And please, you know, when you are weak, by the way, let us struggle to go to power. You plead with these people as if we are pleading with the angels on simple, obvious things. So in the morning, the Speaker knows. The caucus met the Speaker, and in the meeting, we made the case. The Speaker said, but you people are damn right, but my hands are tied. I'm sent to do this job by the President. And I'm in serious way, a little bit dishonest, without seeking the opinion of the caucus. She called the President. There and there, said, Mr. President, the caucus is here, it has made a good case, we think this bill is wrong, and therefore it should be removed. That's their view. And without even said, Chairman, here is the President. Here is General Museveni. So there were two things I could do, to refuse, and when I refused, she would have said, it's you as the chair of caucus who refused to speak to General Museveni. So what do you do? I said, okay, give me that General Museveni. immediately said, you omututu oyo omututu mu Luganda omututu obuzaabuza abantu osika mawanga okola biki muli eyo mubuzaabuza abantu temutegeera. Very crude, unbecoming of a president for someone he has never talked to. Then I said, okay, Mr. President, for me, I come from Tambala. When I meet a stranger, I greet him with salam. Okay, salam alaikum. Then he realized that civil people don't start addressing others so quickly. And he sobered up. I said, now, okay, now I hear you now. What I said, I told him, Mr. President, what the hell do you want our coffee for? I gave him all the rationale. I said, my government will not accept your propaganda, you are misleading people. I told him, Mr. President, you will accept. I used it now, you can't call the President General. I said, yeah, General President, our stand at the caucus, our stand at the coffee growing community in Uganda, leave UCDA alone. And the business was closed. He said, you go to hell. You are just another radical Uganda. That's why on the floor of Parliament, by the way, God is good. All the time, God is what? Now, the country did not know that this law had been brought to target a particular tribe until the Speaker of Parliament on the floor of Parliament now reviewed. She forgot to switch off the mic. That's when God was fighting for the people of Uganda. She forgot to switch off the what? The mic, and made a blunder of all blunders. By the way, in other countries, if it had happened in Europe, in everywhere, Anita Among would have resigned yesterday. Two things happened. A Speaker of Parliament, when I were appointed by the, for example, I'm a chairperson of Uganda Parliamentary Caucus. Much as I'm NUP, I have other members of caucus who are not NUP. I have members of caucus of NRM, of DP, of CP, of Independent. As long as they come from what? This region. So when I'm in that chair, I don't necessarily take the national unity position. I tried to, even if it's a national unity platform position, I try to market it. But I try to try as much as possible to be neutral. Because that's a leadership code of what? Conduct. Now, the Speaker of Parliament is stopped by our rules of procedure to participate, to debate on the matter on the floor. But for her now to take side and say, do we have numbers? That means she had a side. Then use the staff of Parliament to say, please ensure these Uganda don't get the numbers. Now, the Speaker of Parliament in Uganda, we have the anti-sectarian law. So the Speaker of Parliament abused the anti-sectarian law, and as day follows night, when Parliament resumes, tomorrow we are sitting as a caucus again to review our stand, but we don't think two things. We don't think Speaker Anita Among can no longer preside over that Parliament where they have gone. Because she's not going to take us away. Is she going to take us away? We are there on the rights of people, so she will not do that. Secondly, we've said, told her, if we really want, offer an equivocal apology to the people of Uganda and to the people of Uganda. Something have said, if you fail to do so, resign. The next action, I'll not reveal it here. I need to first approve with our members, which we have the idea we have. We are saying we may, if she insists. But be as it may, we will ensure Parliament does not proceed on any other matter until that one is resolved. That is our stand. Finally, in English, the President wrote the other day that we are tribal. That the people, now, of the things I've said about what is tribe there. But let us examine President Museveni on tribalism, where he has a moral authority whatsoever to call any group tribal. This is the President, so to say, for the first time, who appointed her wife a minister. his wife a minister, his son a CDF, his brother a small president, his Mako running the judiciary, running the coffee. Now, can he talk about the tribe? For him, he's even beyond the tribe. He's family. But also let us examine. If he doesn't have a conspiracy, because at the end of the day, I read the caucus, if he doesn't have a conspiracy against the people of Uganda, Vice President, he says, is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni under his regime. Deputy is who? Anupu. Speaker, Anita who? Vice Speaker, Thomas who? Chief Justice, Prime Minister, there are 4. One is Nabanja, she's from Bunyoro. Deputy is Moses Sari. Third is Rebecca Kadaga. Another one is Nakadam. Let's go to his direct appointments. Chief of Defense Forces, Muhozi who? Chief of Police, Abbas who? Chief of Prison is who? Biarasaija. So where do you, Mr. President, get the moral authority? You, General Kaguta Museveni, to say a particular group is sectarian. You should go and sleep over that. Then on Kofi, so we have debunked his notion of tribalism. Then on Kofi, simple analogy. Some people, I bet one and others, have been trying to market some idea that we dismissed as a caucus. And let me stand here. 3 years, 5 years is not a position of the caucus. The position of caucus is for non-dissolution of UCDA. I've given a crude example for clarity. Can you take a virgin woman to a labor ward and say, let me keep you there, you are still virgin, that somehow you'll get a man, and along the way, you'll be pregnant, but you'll give birth in 3 months. You must be a crazy person. Therefore, 3 years don't mean anything. For us, we are saying, coffee is too big a prop to be under the Ministry of Agriculture. It's too big a prop to be under the Ministry of Agriculture, and we are going to do everything possible. But remember, members of National Platform and the country, MPs are not enough. You people, I thank each of you who have been on social media, who have been using every platform, every media to amplify this message. Please, thank you so much. But let's do more. Tomorrow we shall announce an action plan on how we are going to fight this issue for the next 1 or 2 weeks. It is half time. It could be 1-0, but there's still another half to play for. There is still clause 4 for which we are going to resist. Clause 4 is for dissolution of UCDA, the caucus, and other members. And please do a roll call of all members of the Uganda caucus who never attended the meeting. Where were they? Each of them must account. Where were you when coffee was being taken? Yes. Mr. President, I thank you so much, Your Excellency. Muganda katandikira regional committee. Twasijja kulwawo. Ekyogeragala President tasobola kujja wano takyalina moral authority General Museveni. Museveni takyalina moral authority kuyita muntu yenna tribal. Teri ali tribal gwe kusingayo Museveni. Gwasinga okuba tribal. Gwe President wa Uganda yakasooka okulonda mukyala wo n'omufuula minisita. Nolonda mutabani we Haiti akulira amagye. Muganda wo General Musale y'omu kati alinga naye President omuto. Nakwata bakoddomi be kati mpulira mukoddomi we omulwabo ogwo ngenda basomera wano kampani zemanyi okumanya Museveni alimba lowooza tuli badongo. Gwe twogerera yamaze dda okucontractinga ebitongole ebimu okutunda emmwanyi. Era ngenda bibabulira wano nga mala. mutegeere nti ekimutwaza emwanyi ajjawo UCDA kugissa mu nsonda agiwe pineti, kugissa mu nsonda agiwe ki bwaboogo. Yamaze okukola endagaano ne kampani y'Abachina, Chinese Construction Company, okugenda okutunda emmwanyi wa China. Ekinaavaamu zino emmwanyi zijja kukola ebbeeyi ku faamu y'omulimi. N'olwekyo tukiri ekya tribe, Mr. President, tukuyite mukyabano naye gavumenti yo tewalonda General Museveni katugitunulemu bw'oba Abaganda tebalinaako kikyamu. Olaba omusajja oyo Ssaabasajja nga mugagga nga mulwadde ng'ayagala obujjanjabi ng'abanja gavumenti ya General Museveni bilioni 2.5 tesobola dde okumuwaako bilioni 5 musajja watu yejjanjabi. Omutya omulwadde alwadde akubanja n'otamuwa ssente n'otamusasula ki ssente ze. Nene kyala walonda kabineti katugitunulemu ssebo omumyukawo alupo Sipiika Parliamentary bw'oba bayisa mu kokasiyo ayitamu tayeebwa ya mumyuka omulamuzi Winidolo ba Prime Minister bali bana ye Winidolo ba Prime Minister bali bana. Asooka ye Nabbanja mukazi Munyolo, amuddira Moses Ali ava mu West Nile, amuddira Rebecca Kadaga Musoga, owookusatu Nakadama Musoga. Seba Baganda akola ki? Buteera ye Deputy Chief Justice. Buteera ne mubalooya nga tusomye amateeka wano tofunayo wadde n'omu ogwakale beerako omumyuka waki wa Chief Justice. N'ogenda n'olonda amagye n'ogawa muhoozi Kainerugaba, n'olonda poliisi n'ogiwa baasi, n'ogenda n'olonda ki prison n'ogiwa byaki by'abasajja. Kati atukwata yani ye muhoozi Kainerugaba n'abaasi, atusalira emisango ye Winidolo, atutwala okutusiba otusibisa wani w'abasajja. Ne kooti y'amagye ani agitulira by the way? Ani akulira kooti y'amagye abaana baffe gye babadde? Yani ne kooti y'amagye naye yamuki ya Mugabe. Ne bengenda ku bitongole ebikesi, ani director wa ISO Magambo, ana mumyuka Katabazi, ani director wa ESO badipisi bonna sibo president. Ebyamawanga biveeko sirika Museveni sirike ku byamawanga. Amawanga ye kyayi ye sapa ye dina gy'olya ewaka. Waliyo ne byabakama yakulya akakiiko kaki k'ebyokulonda. Kakati gwe ssebo musajja gwe General Museveni ojawa n'otengerera n'ossa ekiwandiiko nti abo b'amawanga teri akusinga kusosola amawanga okujjako gwe. Naye wali ogenda mu nsiko ate si National Unity Platform mugirabe Secretary General waffe Rubongoya kiki ekyo? Oyo Muganda oyo Muganda. Kakati ffe awo twasukkawo dda awo wooli mu mawanga. Emboozi y'amawanga giveeko totubuzaabuza. Ensonga eziri mu ddiiro bbiri. Esooka emmwanyi togikwatako. Ebyokubiri Anita Amongo eyakoze byakola togenda mu mwekwekamu yekwekewo mugenda kutusaasaanya ku mawanga. Anita must go. Kitino byotuwulira ebirala mboozi kinyumya okulala tuli kinyumya nga tukutwala ewa Mukama Katonda. So totunyumya tetwagala abavuga ennaku zino bagamba tetwagala kukola ki manya. Tetwagala kukola ki manya, twagala ebintu bibiri. Emmwanyi giveeko, Anita must resign. Zensonga mmeka? Bbiri. Kati totunyumiza mawanga biki byonna byotugamba kyemmwanyi bajasi be bagikolako obulima abo bwe bakolako bulibwa. Vanira gwe bakolako alibwa bayinya abantu obusaanyi bulibwa. Eyo minisitule gy'agacca gyotwala emmwanyi zaffe nakamala tukolako audit. Eyo ye minisitule yagula embuzi. Mukitegera yagula embuzi emu obukadde 7, embuzi emitwalo 2 ne zifa mu wiiki 2 nga baziguze obukadde muki buli mbuzi zafa mu wiiki 2. Wete okyali mbuzi naki ye ministry yagula tractor abatamanyi tractor ekikola tractor hydraulic system eyo yesitula yagula tractor nezitwala ekalamoja nga tekuli number plate naye nga zagenda nga hydraulic system zaazo tezikola ziri eyo mu Uganda zonna. Eyo ministry bagiwa okutambuza amazzi ag'ennimiro etwagayo pampu n'emu. Eyo ministry endwadde covid eri mu ICU tosobola kutwalayo bebi waffe emwanyi yeganda ng'okuleeta mnaransi. What happened? Ebyennyanja byagirema, buli kimu kyakikolaki n'ekirema kyatasobola kuluma kutuusa mu mawanga. Mwebaza ababaka ba Parliament 7 kubalonze bavudde all of Uganda wonna mwabaddemu abakyoliibo olanya abaani abagisutu abadde nabo. Mr. President, amawanga mwene ensonga tegagenda kukola okakozesa kukumanita amongo eyagenze n'akolaki mu General Museveni. Eno ensonga tegenda kukola ku nsonga eno, tukkirize tukutwale. Naye tumugambe na kino mu abantu bawa lubalembera ng'okoze ki kati buli omu twebaza abali ku social media. Waliwo omwana yakinkoledde senga mumanyi, yagenze n'akuba emmandwa n'akuba omutongozi emmandwa kanyunyusi yakoze omulimu. Waliwo abawala betulabe nga boogera ebigambo ebirungi ku social media. Buli omu gyali speak so, act like so. Tutagenda maaso, tujja kuwangula Ssaabasajja Kabaka awangaale. Kakati banzijukiza wano giri emyaka 2 egyabedi wanika 3 ebyo bibye 5 ebyo bibye fe position ya kokasi erikirya ekyesimu nze muwanga Kivumbi nsula ne President General Museveni enamba yange tagiina. Twali twegayirira banange tubonaabona twegayirira speaker ku makyalo tutegeere tuleme kugenda mu Parliament kulwana nekunga ababaka ba Parliament bonna abatagala mwanyi tugende tusinkane speaker. Betuba twali twogera ne speaker kati nga mbategedde nnyo nga mulabika muli batuufu nnyo. Ensonga zammwe ngezi ez'amagezi, ensonga zammwe nga eza common sense, naye n'ensonga President yagituma nzisobola gibasalirawo mu ngeri y'olukwesikwesi. N'akwata essimu nga tuli mu meeting awo n'ababaka bonna n'akubira President nti amubuulire bitwogedde. Oba teyabimubuulira bulungi nebanga tabitegedde bulungi, naye mukazi wattu oluvannyuma naga nti kale ne kyamaani atwala abaana ababaka waali jogera naye nga tuteze obukoge bubiri. Betugana okwogera ne General Museveni ajja kugamba nti ffe abantu ffe twawaayo emwanyi twagana okwogera ne President. Nemugagandi nze ndi musajja ate oyo agenda kumukola ki? N'agimpa n'atandika mu ngeri etali ya bulijjo. N'agamba gwe omaze ebbanga lyonna ng'oli mututu nga nkunoonya. N'agamba nti kakati gwe oli eyo musirwaza abantu, mwonoona abantu, musiga bukyayi bw'amawanga. N'ayombera eddakiika naye musajja gwe n'enkola eyaffe ey'obufirika omuntu buli gw'otamanyi osukka n'okola ki n'omubuuzaako. Ne bakale nze eyakuzibwa obulungi kankutolere salaamu kamuguze ku mpisa benamubigiza ku mpisa olwo n'addamu akomutale ogamba ki ne munyonyola bimbanyonyodde mu mwanyi kyemwanyi giveeko togikwatako y'abantu baffe ye maama ye taata ye tubeezaawo kireke ne munyonyola by the way wakati w'emmwanyi n'amafuta nemugabagana amafuta koteredde ebitongole National Oil Company bisaawe biki senga tutasima okumala emyaka 25 tugenda kufuna billion US dollars 22 ebyo biri mu ndagaano billion dollars 22 okumala emyaka 25 si buli mwaka mu myaka 25 billion dollars 22 ng'olwagambye dola baro y'amafuta ejja kugula dola 5 olwaleero baro egula 10 lwaki amafuta gano gonna gemulaba bakuba jejerebu bakola biki tugenda kugafunamu billion dollars n'eggwanga kubanga endagaano mbi nabanyonyola ddanga ne finance minister kyamafuta Museveni yagatunda tetunakola ki tetunalaba olugero Museveni tugenda kufunamu busente butono nnyo. Emmwanyi leero twalese 1.4 billion tunafuna million bags 20 tugenda kuba tulina bilioni 3 the trillion 10 buli mwaka tetugenda kuba nga tukola ki nga tufuna mu myaka 25 emmwanyi ejja kubeerese bilioni 75 nekyo diru y'emmwanyi esinga ey'amafuta ogenda owala kyokola balese Lwabugo alese simanyi nspa ya Uganda agiwadde Abachina peneti twamugobesa bugobesi mutugire peneti mu nsonda wali waki wali Ssaabasajja Kabaka awangaale ne mugamba twala eri ku ebintu byo tubiwulidde tukutegedde Katonda omulungi ono atalya nguzi laba omukongozi we Anite bwavaayo n'atunyonyola bulungi ekyama ekiri emabega kyatagetinga Baganda. Mwamutegedde ne mu kiseera ekyo webale kunnonda n'empulira nembeera finance minister nembeera kyawa kokasi nembeera kyawa paaka senga sigwe senga siriiwo ompadde ne ku ssente Ssaabasajja Kabaka akoleki mbimanyi mbikola lwa President Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ekiseera kyonna
bagambako yobuyaye bwakugwa naye nkya tugenda kubeera ku Paale FM y'emmwanyi eyo Honorable Kirumira Kulaba has joined us. Mayor Serunjoji Owedembe, you're most welcome. Doctor, that one is very educated. He has a doctorate in public administration. Dr. Serunjoji Owedembe. Yes, even today we have Kaluya. I talked about you. Oh, the man from the Eastern Uganda. And of course, our PPS is with us. Sarah Mwonge, you're most welcome. We have Honorable Katabazi joined us, you're most welcome. We have Honorable Serukenya David, you're most welcome. Mashinde Sabagabo. So, Mr. Mwanga Chivumbi, Permanent Secretary wa Ministry of Agriculture, Bamuita Media Chasura Chomukama. Naye Minister wa Agriculture, mu by'okubba yafuna omuddaali mu ministry gye yali bamuyita tumwebazi. Ye mumyuka wa minisita wa agriculture. N'omumyuka ye Lamirama banaye Museveni toli musosozi. Wuliriza ayina Lamirama ate amannya ge gamuze sikakwatanga amenya Lamirama tumwebaze. Meja Cholisima, they are the ones managing where they want to send the coffee. Atenga Lwabogo, bwe bawazire bilioni 4 mu igo kunywa kawa. Naye kubamekawa n'abafuna ku kawa oyo gwe yagabira abantu Lwabogo. Era ne mu Parliament ya Uganda Anita Amongo ya facilitatinga Lwabogo okufuna Lwabogo yawasa muwala wa Museveni kati oyo mukoddomi waki wa Museveni. Omulimu gwakola kati gwa kutunda kaawa bamuwa $10 ze bilioni 37 anoonya akatale. Naawe bakuwa bilioni 37 n'oba ng'obeere waife mu kyalo Idudi wallahi osobola onoonya abafuna. Alina 37 bilioni 4 kunywako. Mbwabanywa abantu bayiga okunywa kaawa kyokka ate ne bamwongera 37 agenda amutunda ebweru yo yayogera ku mawanga. So byonna bali mu lukwesikwesi ye yennyini kuba twagamba dda nti Pineti ye Museveni teri Pineti ye Museveni. So Museveni akozesa kati gavumenti eno gye yawamba okuwa Pineti okwewa naye mwebale nnyo mwebali ddala abaka ba Parliament era tuli mabega wammwe. Tetwabagamba ati abantu abo olwakweyerusa si beerufu nnyo naye nga balowooza tulimba. She's a mafia. So ffe ebyokumujja mu ntebe tetujja kubawagira. Ndowooza ne NUP ejja kubawagira kuba that has been our position since the Mr. Secretary General come and address the press and also invite the President.
Thank you very much. Obugalogwa Comrade Wise wa Alex Mukonjo. People power. Our power. Mr. President, members of NEC present, members of Parliament, mayors, speakers, councillors, fellow leaders at different levels. I think I will not say much because I think Honorable Mwanga Chibumi has done as well. Elaborate what is going on. Tubate twanjula candidate waffe depositeyo katugirage banamawulire agenda kwaniriza president abantu balage tuli serious kati tugenda Kisoro very very soon. Please put it up very well. Secondly, I want to announce to you, ladies and gentlemen, we have been telling you that we are soon resuming our nationwide tour, and next week we shall start our nationwide tour. I don't want to tell you which district we are going to, but it will be in that man's region. Honorable Kaluya, we are going to teach us some Eastern region. Next week, Standika, Pujakuya, Eastern Uganda, 11 by Eastern Uganda, Mutulinde, Kolachi, Tuja. Yes, isn't this a wonderful poster for a candidate in Solo? So, we are going to be in Solo. The nominations are going to be this week in Solo, and we shall all be there to support our candidate. Tugenda kwera district ye Kisoro nga bwe bagambye regime already erimu kulaga first of all okutya kyobola bakoze buli kimu kyonna kyonna okulaba nga batuwa akabanga akatono nnyo for campaigns. Bweraba district erina egombolola 24 naye ne bakuwa ennaku 12 zokka okukampeininga. Ate mumanye nti ebitundu biri diverse. Olaba osobola okuva mu kitundu kimu ng'olina ovuga essaawa 2 okutuuka mu kitundu ekirala. Naye okuba tebaagala tutuukeyo, kyova olaba batuwadde baagala tubeere mu gombolola 2 mu lunaku lumu, which is not practical. Mujjukire kye baakola last time mu kaluluko ka president, edda etteeka lyali likyogera bulungi nti presidential candidate alina okubeera mu district emu buli lunaku. Naye mu kulonda kuno okwaggwa kubanga baali batutya nnyo batulemesa ne twesanga tulina okukola district 3 buli lunaku. Kati bye bakola ebyo kyova olaba awamu twali tugendayo ssaawa 4 ez'okumakya ne tuvaayo nga tulina okubeera wala ssaawa 6, ate tuveeyo tugenda walala ssaawa 8 oba 9, era ne bakugamba bali ssaawa 12 olina okuba olekeddeawo okukampeininga. Kati nkyasiseeyo mukitegeera mwenna nti bakimanyi bulungi nnyo nti singa tufuna ekiseera ekimala n'abantu b'Ekisoro ne tutuuka mu buli kitundu kyonna mu district eyo baba tebalina kyebalimba abantu kubanga bo batambulira ku bulimba byaba tayogerako kandidate waffe 100%. Bagenda ne basiiwaza abantu tebabawa services. Mwala wajuzi twagendayo president waffe bwe yakyalira abantu beeyo abatwa nasanga nga tebalina tanks, tebalina mazzi, tebalina kyakukozesa kyonna, era ne tugenda ne tubateebaligira tanka n'emmere n'ebirala bwe bityo. Kaakati abantu abo ne tugezaako okubagula amaaso. Kati kyova olaba batuwa period ntono nnyo eyo campaigninga kubanga tebaagala tutuuke eri abantu tubazuukuse tubagule amaaso. Naye ekyenjagala obakakasa tugenda kubeerayo, era tubasaba mwenna abasobola mugende mubeere Ekisoro, at least mukole ekintu kimu kyonna ekyokuzibula bano abantu aso okulaba nti 100% tekola. Kubanga 100% kudirukinga abantu tebalina byakulya, abantu tebalina mayumba, tebalina we basula, abaana tebasoma. Eyo district is one of the poorest districts in Uganda. Ekyo toweerako Kisoro. Naye n'owulira nga basiiwaza ba RDC bagenda ku radio ne bagamba 100%. Ekitegeeza 100%. Mu kulonda okwogwa bwe baalaba bye twali tukola ne bakwata bano abantu abasinga ne babasiba candidates agents baffe ne babasiba n'ebirala bwe bityo. So tujja Ekisoro okulaba nga candidate waffe Honorable Tana kanguyite ne Honorable nga mukyali naye temulaba nti asobolera ddala ba Honorable akusobolera ddala. Already confirmed. Kale, abananga si tutebudde bonna bulala. I don't want to waste any other time. Yeah, before I actually, that's a very important thing. Before I invite the president, our comrade Achileo is here. Where is he? Comrade Achileo, who just returned from detention for a very long time. Sebo tukusanyukidde olunaku olwaleero okubanga ye press conference yo esoose okubeera wano. Ono omukulu yatutwala wano mu nsonga za security ku kitebe kyaffe. Omanyi bulungi nnyo be bamutuusaako n'ebirala bwe bityo. Naye nammwe njagala kubeebaza mwenna abadimandinga for the release of Comrade Achileo. Mwebale nnyo ababeeranga bakuleetedde sapule kubanga abasajja bwe bakwata Achileo kye basooka okukola mukimanyi bulungi nnyo, bamwambula sapule ye era president n'ajja wano n'agibalaga. Webale nnyo honorable. Eno yavudde Vatican era ndaba ekifaananyi kya Papa bwekiri. Muganda waffe Achileo, thank you for coming back. Ate webale nnyo okukomawo ng'oli strong. Webale nnyo webale ddala. Mr. President, without taking any other time, let me invite you to come and address these people and the nation. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere, NUP, everywhere.
Thank you.
People power, our power, NUP, and everywhere.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please resume your seats. Thank you, SG. I also want to add my voice in welcoming back Comrade Achileo. Strong, brother, strong. One day all this will be history. I also want to congratulate Comrade Tana, Honorable Tana. You already confirmed. We'll be there, we'll stand with you, and we'll weather the storm together. I've not seen Swabra or Bobi Giant. I want to congratulate them. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time on Saturday. Congratulations, comrade. Honorable Mwanga Chibumbi did justice to this matter, and that has helped me. I'm going to be very, very brief on this coffee bill. Although Honorable Mwanga Chibumbi was a little too diplomatic, and he had a lot of English, like all experts. But in simple terms, this coffee bill is an attack on coffee farmers in Uganda. And this is not Anita Mong's bill, this is Museveni's bill. Museveni is the architect of this bill. Among and others are only enablers. This is not the first attempt. Museveni tried to take your coffee, hiding behind Benet. So this is yet another attempt, and he will not stop until we stop not just the bill, but the man himself. It is no secret. He has a very, very clear path, a clear trail behind him. Remember what happened to vanilla. Once upon a time, a kilo of vanilla was 300,000 shillings. And now, it's 10,000 shillings, I think. 3,000 a kilo. But the price of vanilla on the international market has not reduced.
But now, it's just a few people. Sudir's son and a few people connected to the powerful are the ones that own Uganda's vanilla, all your vanilla. Not only vanilla. Amasoga Maliwo, you know what happened to the sugar cane? It started by zoning, now you know how much a sugar cane is. The price of sugar just continues to go up. Same thing that happened to many other things, including Mairunji. Pineapples, etc, etc, etc. The people that come from West Nile, you know what happened to tobacco. No wonder you don't have thriving, distributors. You don't have sportsman, Benson and Hedges, and all those other cigarette factories and manufacturers here anymore. It was deliberate. The people of Western Uganda, you know what happened to milk. Milk products have never cut prices, but your milk was controlled and given to one family, Museveni's family. You know what happened to our gold. Now gold is exclusively belonging to one family. And all the gold mines, if it's not for Jenny, it's for Sale. If it's not Sale, it's Mohozi. If it's not Mohozi, it is Sodo and others. You know what is happening to our fish. You cannot fish on our God-given lakes, given to a few people. So me, I want to be blunt and say that all lucrative sectors are given to Museveni's family in a way of colonizing you further, of taking away your national wealth, of making sure they control your income, because only poor people can be effectively controlled. That is what Museveni is doing. These are not amounts. They are only tools. They are pawns being used. Forget the nonsense of cutting costs. That is a blunt lie. I mean, the same person that is claiming that is cutting costs has RDCs, useless RDCs. Now deputy RDCs and assistant deputies. Sounds like a joke, but it's true. That is Museveni for you. The same person who claims he wants to cut costs has 82 ministers. Many of them, I'm sure he does not know them. That's the person who's claiming he wants to cut costs. He has presidential advisors. He uses 2 billion every day. He oversees the loss of 10 trillion shillings in corruption. The same person who could control it. It is under his protection that one of his courts smuggled a bill of 9.6 billion shillings. Apparently, like Comrade Wise was saying, to teach Ugandans how to drink coffee. That is a person who is claiming to want to cut costs. In the Dubai Expo, they spent 3 billion of our money just to hire a stall on Modala, Dubai. 3 billion in Komisa. The same person, the same regime that claims they want to cut costs under State House alone. I mean, he claims he wants to merge, and that's a lie, it's not merging. Like Honorable Mwanga Kibumi put it clearly, Section 4 of that bill puts it clear. They want to scrap UCDA and put it under Ministry of Agriculture. But the same person knows that we have URA, but he created the Revenue Intelligence Unit and he gave it to a known thief. The same person knows that we have Ministry of Health, but under State House there is Health Monitoring Unit with a budget. The same person claiming he wants to cut costs, we have Ministry of Lands, but he created Land Monitoring, Land Protection Unit under State House. It goes on and on and on and on and on. You have IDG, but you have State House Anti-Corruption Unit. So, I mean, those things of saying they're cutting costs, it's a lie. It's a wrong excuse. But That's the Museveni that we have known all the time. And those of you that didn't know him, now that is the Museveni for you today. Our farmers, our coffee producers have wailed, they've said, save UCDA, it's helpful. Because indeed it's helpful. Yes, our coffee is not as vibrant as it was in yesteryears. But UCDA has been very helpful. Under UCDA, you've seen that coffee farmers have been happy. They've noticed a growth in the production of coffee, in the value of coffee, on the international market, etc., etc., etc. So, why then stop something that's functioning well to reduce it to a system of things that have failed? You have seen the corruption in the Ministry of Lands, even before the current minister. I mean, the same Lands Ministry oversaw the selling of national ranches to individuals, companies, and groups. And now, that's the same ministry under which you want to place our coffee. In brief, Museveni wants to place our coffee in the hands of Rwamirama, in the hands of Tumesije, in the hands of, who is the permanent secretary? Major Chomuka. That's where Museveni wants to place your coffee. So this, in no uncertain terms, is an attack on the pockets of the coffee growers, and he knows who the coffee growers are. It is a plan to have a few people take your coffee and control you financially and economically. Also, the idea of putting a plant in Tungamo is not practical. Why? Because coffee growers are scattered all over the country. You have to tell me coffee from Bugisu has to first travel and go to Ntungamo. And what was the logic behind that? Is Ntungamo the most vibrant coffee growing district in Uganda? You know the reason why they're doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the spirit in which this bill was brought, I can tell you it is an attack. And I mean, God is wonderful. It works in different ways. And it among, in English there's a kind of tongue slip called a Freudish slip, where you accidentally spill the beans and say out what is on your heart. In Uganda, there's a mandwa wajita batia muzungu. Mandwa. In Uganda, waliwe mandwa jebaita wanika. Ekutemba nobayo nobyogera nga totegedde. So, it's not very good to joke with this Baganda because they have that mandwa. Now Anita Mom ended up spilling the beans. So, this bill, ladies and gentlemen, I will be crude. This bill is intended to punish the people of Uganda and the people of Bugisu and all those coffee growers for voting Museveni out. They are looking for all avenues where you earn a coin and they want to steal for it. What they have done to vanilla, what they are doing to the lakes and all the water bodies is what they want to do to the coffee. And if you don't fight back, they will succeed. You remember these people wanted to take your land by bringing an amendment to ensure that when the government, and you know the government is Museveni, that when the government wants your land, they first take it and then tell you how much they will pay you. If you didn't fight, you would have lost the land. If you don't fight this time, you're in big trouble. So this is a way of clamping down on you. It is intended to impoverish you because poor people will always be beggars. That is the intention. The coffee industry, ladies and gentlemen, here in Uganda is sustaining more than 2 million families. Did you say 2.5? Yeah, in Uganda. 12 or 2 families. Wow, not 2 hours wrong. 12 million families are surviving on coffee. And now somebody wants to take them on their knees using this bill. And if you don't fight, my friends, that's exactly what you are facing. I request you to reject it firmly. But most importantly, and this is very important, please note it, that those that are presenting that bill and those that are speaking for that bill are not innocent. They are not only expressing an opinion. No, this attack is a crime. It's a crime when you're impoverishing people deliberately. It's a crime. It's supposed to be a crime. And these people speaking for that bill, for that deliberate effort to impoverish our people, they are not innocent. They are not only expressing an opinion. They are part of that project. They are part of that plan. They have a duty. Their role is just to speak. Their role is a propaganda role. You need to understand this. In every attack on a people, everyone has a role. The military has a role to brutalize you. The so-called intellectuals have a role to go on TV, put on ties, and speak a lot of intellectual dishonesty to sanitize it. So this is an attack on people which will have dire consequences if you don't fight back. And those people speaking for it should be equally culpable. They are not innocent. So treat them just like their masters, because they are serving a role. Their role is a propaganda role, and that propaganda role is very, very effective in breaking a people. Very, very sadly, some of them are paid. Not just paid, but they are paid members of that affected group of people. I'll say that again. Some of those are paid members of that affected group of people, because they know that the affected group of people will trust them and believe them easily. They are criminals too. Amongst words, ladies and gentlemen, we are not a mistake. Those are words of Museveni. Those are words of amongst friends. Those are words of amongst friends. Many of them are from here in Uganda. Have you seen them? Have you heard from them? Did you see them in Parliament on that day? I'm asking, did you see them on Parliament that day? Have you heard anything from them? Hopefully the first word they speak when they show up will not be Kyagulanyi tayagala Buganda yasindikiriza nani tamongo kwogera ebigambo. I hope this opens your mind. I hope this shows you that this regime attacks different groups differently. Nobody is safe. What happened in Karamoja when they took their minerals that would have transformed their lives is exactly what happened in Busoga when they crushed the sugarcane. That is what is going to happen to Bukisu, to Uganda, and many other regions in Uganda that benefit from coffee. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to also talk about our political prisoners who are forced to take a guilty plea. These are innocent people. When I was speaking last time, I encouraged all of you to stand with them, to be kind to them, to understand them. I also want to inform you that the regime has no limits on how far it can go with this shamelessness. Now, apparently, they want to take those people to Chankwanzi as soon as they come out of prison. I spoke to one of them, our sister Olivia Odaya. She knows I understand, and she knows many of you understand. She expressed her fears and told us that whatever we can do, we should help her and other friends that have not weakened yet to defend them, because once they are convicted, all they have to do is serve their sentence and get the hell out of prison. Museveni and his regime have no power or responsibility over Olivia Rutaya and those prisoners. So after their sentence, they should be freed. But that will not happen unless if you raise your voices. Please don't forget them. Continue raising your voices for them. I also want to remind us, all of us, about our missing brothers. Up to now, several years later, our brother John Bosco Chibalama is still missing. On Saturday, his twins, who are now 8 years, they were 2.5 years when he was taken away. Now, his twins, Noreen Chibalama and Samuel Chibalama, were having their confirmation in the Catholic Church, and I had to go and stand in as their father. But it's not only Chibalama John Bosco, we have Damila John, we have Wangolo Shafik, we have Rukwago Martin, we have Semodo Michael, Musisi Mbowa, we have Narumo Sofisent, Semola Dennis, Kanata Muhammad, Katumba George, Mbabazi John, Moses, Sempija Yuda, Mugumya Arafat, Chitio Peter, Mwemba Mustafa, Mobiru Hassan, Sesazi Isma, Chisembo Godfrey, and those are the few that we were able to know. They are still missing. We still want them back, dead or alive. So Museveni and your people, please bring back our people. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mwasikilize ndizene mu Luganda mpola mpola. Basebene banyago Rede namazeta kuyoza candidate waffe Kongretana Monogotana candidate waffe wa Kisoro district already maze okukulisayo muganda waffe akireewo mu batuju ate nga bo bayita banaabo abatuju maze okuyozayoza manyinaffe swapula omukisa nikyaliwe Bobi Giant batuweseza ekitiibwa over the weekend. Honorable Mwanga Kifumbi atukoze bulungi nnyo kuba ensonga z'emmanyi azinnyonnyodde bulungi, naye kabe ngambye nti yabadde decent nnyo, abadde mukkakkamu nnyo ng'ayogera ku nsonga zino n'olulimi akozeseza olulimi olw'ekigunjufu kuba bwe kirina okubeera. Ekyennaku nti ebiseera ebimu bw'oba oyogera ku nsonga ez'abantu abataliimu bugunjufu n'akamu, abataliimu kuswala n'akamu, nze ndowooza nti wabawo ekiseera ebigambo tolina bibikirira n'obyogera nga bwe biri. So munzikirize just okutaanya ensonga za Honorable Mwanga Kifumbi, nze mbyogere bwogezi nga bwe biri nti lino etteeka ly'emmwanyi okugyawo Uganda Coffee Development Authority okuginyiga mu ministry y'ebyobulimi. First of all, kya bulimba, balimba nti baagala bigatagogasi, baagala kugyawo kitongole kya UCDA bakiteeke mu ministry y'ebyobulimi. Ministry eyo ekulirwa Frank Tumwebaze, nga Minister of State ye Fred Wamirama, ate nga permanent secretary yani Yekamukamu. Abantu bennyini betulabye ebuvuddeko nga buli ministry gye bakoleddemu babadde banyaguluzi bunyaguluzi. Ministry yennyini eyo ebyobulimi mumanyi party yazanya mu kutunda n'okugabangula branches oba amalundiro agali agavumenti agali mu mayiro ne mayiro ez'ettaka. Naye ekyo kivuddeko, njagala ensi yonna ekimanye nti obwo bulumbaganyi obwakoleddwa ku balimi b'emmwanyi nga baagala okubaavuwaza, nga baagala okubafukamiza kubanga abaavu bafugika. Eryo etteeka si lya Anita Mongo, eryo etteeka lyabagiddwa Museveni. Anita Mongo ne banne just bakozi, n'eryo etteeka lyabagiddwa Museveni. Abazze batunuulira ensonga munajjukira nti tekitandise kati, ate mwanyi tebazitandise kati, baagala oddozitwala. Naye ekyo ekintu kimu kye bakola ku Vanilla. Mikwano gyaffe bangi nnyo Vanilla yali atuusizza obulamu bwabwe. Mujjukira nti ku ntiiko ya Vanilla kiro yali egula $3,000. Naye kaakati nze mbagamba kiro egula $1,000, Honorable Katabaazi n'aŋŋamba nedda oli ku bikadde kati egula $3,000. ekiboga bwe bagitunda ebbeeyi bagitunda 15 yali ku mitwalo ameka 3. Njagala obaddukiza akatale ka vanira tekasalanga tekakenderanga mu nsi yonna. Ku katale k'ensi yonna vanira kyagula kyekimu. Naye mu abalimi baagala babafootolere wano kubanga bataddewo etteeka toyina woyinza mu kutunda olina muguza ffe. Kakati abantu abagula vanira bali 3 nga mwabo mwe muli mutabani wa Sudiira. Kwegamba makinga sure obugagga bw'ensi yonna babukwata ne babusa mu bantu 3 oba 4, either abaabo ab'omunju oba abagwira be basobola okontrolinga. Ekyo tebakikomya ku vanira, ekyo bakikola ku bikajjo. Era abaana b'e Busoga mumanyi bulungi, twakula tumanyi cash crop eve Busoga bikajjo nga Abasoga beewaana n'ebikando kati boiswa era ddamu weewaana n'ebikajjo se. Bwe batyo bwe baakola Museveni bwe yasobola okunyingiza ebyenfuna by'Abaganda ba Busoga n'abalala abatali Busoga naye abaluna abalimanga ebikajjo tebyalimwanga Busoga naye kubanga bisinga kulimwa Busoga be baali target people era nasobola okibatuusaako. Mu ngeri emu Baganda bange njagala mujjukire kibuvuddeko myezi mitono basalako amayirungi era abalimi b'amayirungi bali mu kweyaguza bujjo. N'ova ku ekyo tebakomawo genda ku buli sekita na buli bantu balima kintu. Ab'omu West Nile be baali basinga okulima wano Taba, ekyo nakyo ekikuba bwekityo. Abaana b'Omwankole abaali bafulumya amata bamakinga sure nti amata ago gakontrolingibwa mukodomi wa Museveni yawasa muwala we. Tikyakomaawo buli kyabugagga kya ggwanga si bya bulimi byokka byokka. Tunulira gold. Kati gold wa family ya Museveni yekkirizibwa yokka okusuubula gold okumufulumya eggwanga ate nga tesasula na musolo. Ebirombe bya gold mu Uganda byonna kati bya family ya Museveni, kiba si kya Janet, kiba kya Sale, bwe kiba kya Sita Sale kya Muhoozi, bwe kiba si kya Muhoozi kya Sodo. Muze mu birabo byonna yonna Mubende Erubaali n'ewalala gyekola gye baze bakola. Ebyennyanja kati ennyanja zonna basalako okuvubirako olina kubeera waabwe. Bwe batyo bagenze banyigiriza ebyenfuna by'abannansi kakati saawa zino bali ku mwanyi. So njagala mukimanye nti eno efo tobono kaweefube ng'okufaanana ku kaweefube omulala abaddewo wakubavuwaza kubakakanya kubafukamiza mubeere nga temulina kyemugamba okujjako nga mufukamiridde Museveni oba abafamire ye. Of course aboogezi be bavuddeyo nga bagamba nedda twagala kukendeeza ku nfulumya, tetusobola kubeera ne ministry ebyobulimi ate nga tulina n'ekitongole ekikulaakulanya emmwanyi ekya coffee ekya Uganda Coffee Development Authority. Naye kambabuuze, omuntu agamba nti ayagala kugatta bitongole bino okufulumya ssente kukendeere ye muntu y'omu ayina baminisita 82 abamu tabamanyi na mannya. Mujjukira Amini ayina abaminisita bameka 18. Museveni ayina abaminisita 82. Oyinza n'okera ku makya ng'ayongeddeko omulala. Ayina ba RDC n'ateekako ne ba deputy RDC kati ataddeko ne ba assistant deputy RDC. Abo bonna basasulwa ku ssente ya muwa musolo wa Uganda. Naye agamba teyagala kola ki kukendeeza kwejajamya na nsaasaanya. Ye muntu y'omu akozesa biliyoni 2 buli lunaku. Biliyoni 2 oyinza okugamba ze bafundisa baziteeka mu kyoto. Ye muntu y'omu abantu be babba triliyoni 10 buli mwaka zimaze okusolozebwa mu musolo. So balinda nga zimaze okusolozebwa ne basooka ne batemako ezaabwe. Ye muntu y'omu agamba nti kati emmwanyi ayagala ginyiga mu ministry ey'ebyobulimi. Naye nga ministry nyingi bwe ziri, waliwo ministry y'ebyobulamu, Ministry of Health, naye under State House yateekawo Health Monitoring Unit naye nagiwa budget number eringa ministry. Tulina Uganda Revenue Authority naye yataddewo Revenue intelligence unit mu State House n'agiwa budget naye eringa ya ministry. Tulina ekitongole kya IGG, Inspector General of Government, naye yateekawo State House Anti-Corruption Unit naye n'agiwa budget eringa ya ministry. Yagamba nti ayagala kugatta ze ministries. Tulina Ministry of Lands naye yateekawo State House Land Protection Unit n'agiwa budget naye eringa ya ministry. Naye agamba tikuche mwanyi tusaasanya sente nyingi nnyo. So njagala mumanye ti bino byakubasiruwaza naye ng'ekigendererwa kubaabuwaza agenza okulaba mu mwanyi mugaggawala nnyo. N'agamba nazo kanzikwateko ate nga bumunakkiriza nazajja zitwala Museveni tagenda talina kyagenda balikira mujjukira banga toneriise era yagala kutwala ttaka lyammwe lyonna ng'ayagala kuyisa tteeka nti gavumenti ate nga mumanyi Museveni ye gavumenti wano bw'aba yeegombye ettaka ajja buzina agamba nti ettaka gavumenti eryagadde yagala litwala tujja kubulya sente meka gavumenti erejjokuuza ejjokuwa abantu bamala kulemeko ekyo nekifa. So nsaba muleme kusuula step mulemereko nnyo nnyo ku mulundi guno kubanga singa temulemerako baganda bange mujja kuba muwe. Honorable Mwanga Kivumbyo tukoze bulungi nnyo n'obitunnyonnyola mu detail yabyo. Tewali mugaso gwonna gwa kugatta bitongole kuba kibagezaako okukola Kenya yakikolako enyingiza mu sekta y'emwanyi neyeesala ebitundu 5 ku 10 balina okuddayo emabega. Kakati ffe yes emwanyi yaffe si ya tefuna nnyo nga bwe tulowooza balina okufuna nga bwe yali efunyeko gye bwabo. Naye at least Uganda Coffee Development Authority ebadde eyambyeko abalimi era bino bigambo biva mu balimi abalimi b'emwanyi nga bo bagamba ebayambyeko nti buli mwaka wabaddewo enkulaakulana wabaddewo growth mu bulimi bw'emwanyi mu bungi bwe tufulumya n'omutindo bwe tufulumya. Obungi bwayo bweyongera ebitundu 3 ku buli 100 mu kufulumya emwanyi wano. Jukira UCDA ebadde ekola okumala emyaka kati 33 nga tewali complaint balimi gye balinako naye kakati bagaji scrappingawo nga already statistics zikulaga nti ebadde growinga. Sorry, growth ebadde 6.33 ebadde okula okutumbuka mu kufulumya emwanyi obungi bwazo zeeyongedde omwaka oguwedde 2023-2024 eyo financial year gweyongedde by 6.33 ku buli 10 obutundu 6 n'obutundu 3 ku buli 10 yenkulaakulana y'emwanyi. Tweyongedde okufulumya okuva okusinziira ku mwaka guli omwaka twafulumya ensawo z'emwanyi milioni 5,800 222 ne kakati statistics zikulaga nti omwaka guno 2023-2024 okufulumya emwanyi kubadde kwongedde okutumbuka. Twebaza bonna abapromotinze emwanyi okuzirima n'ozifulumya nti kati omwaka guno guno gwe tulimu gwennyini financial year yennyini tufulumiza obusawo bw'emwanyi bubaaga milioni 6 n'obutundutundu 13. So okuwadde okutumbuka mu kufulumya emwanyi ne mu quality ne mu kuyingiza. Oba osindise ku biwandiiko bw'omusindikizidde ku biwandiiko ebya Uganda Coffee Development Authority ojja kulaba nti omwaka guli twatunda emwanyi za $8 million 848 nate financial year eno tutunze emwanyi za $1 billion namba no milioni 14 mu milioni 14. So olaba wenkulaakulana kati enkulaakulana eyo mu kutunda emwanyi n'omutitimbe gwa sente guno gutwogerako Museveni agwagala nga tegugenda mumwe bannayuganda nga guli mu bantu be. Ekyo kyayagala era bwe munaakikiriza bwe kigenda okubeera. Eyo engeri yokka gy'osobola okufugamu abantu ng'awaba sente nnyingi naga ono wabaawo $1 billion namba n'omusomi kakati esekita mugimpe ndikwasa abantu bange tebabalimba n'omulundi n'ogumu. Emwanyi kibadde kya bugaga eri bannayuganda historically wadde twasebengerera naye essaawa zino tuli ba musanvu mu nsi yonna mu kulima emwanyi. naye yetagala kibeere nti ffe bannayuganda ffena ffe b'omusango ayagala kubeera nti ye abantu be ab'omunju bakwasizza emmwanyi zaffe be bannamba musanvu n'obugagga obwo bugenda eribbo. So kino kigenderere kukwata sekita y'abantu abangi miliyoni ne miliyoni. Mpagudde wano ti miliyoni 10 na meka, how many families? Families enju miliyoni 12. Omanyi amaka obukadde 12 n'ekitundu nga be bafuna mu mwanyi, be bayimiriddewo ku mwanyi, be basabayiringa ku mwanyi, be basomeseza abaana ku mwanyi. Abo bonna obugagga bw'abantu, obugagga bw'enju ebeeramu abantu bameka ekitundu. Kati twogera ku nnyumba miliyoni 12 n'ekitundu. Obwo bugagga bwonna baagala bwefunza. Mu lunaku lumu baagala kukyusa ekyo obugagga obwo buve mu bantu abo budde mu family ya Museveni n'abo abamulya mu ngalo. So that is the reality. Era njagala obasaba namwe mukinyonyola abantu abalala baki understanding bajja kuleeta obubadi bungi. Kati bagambye twataddewo coffee plant eri ntungamu. Yes, kirungi ze ntungamu bakodomi bange, naye tubeere b'amazima. Emmwanyi ziri mu Uganda yonna. Omwamba otya nti emmwanyi ezivudde Mbale, ezivudde wadde Buganda, ezivudde Soroti, ezivudde zonna zirina kukola ki? Kiba kyabwenkanya abaffe. Entungamo ye disitulikiti esinga okulima emmwanyi mu ggwanga lino. So awo nawo wabaawo obutali bwenkanya. Nga natera okumaliriza, njagala tutunulire n'omwoyo etteeka lino mwe baalireetedde. Mwoyo ki mwe baaleetedde lino etteeka? Lino etteeka mu ndaba y'omuntu yenna ne bw'aba ategeera mpola mpola alaba nti lino etteeka baalireese kubonereza Baganda. Kubanga mwegesinga okulima emmwanyi n'abeeyo e Bugisu. Ate nkyogedde wano mu Luzungu naye mbadde serious nti ono Buganda waliwo ebintu byawo. Naye ate mu mmandwa eziri wano waliwo emmandwa gye bayitaani esobola okukola ki? Mugende muginoonyerezeeko asimitengu. Emmandwa mwanattu esobola okutemba wonna wooli nga bakoze ekikolobero oba babbi obaase muntu obeera awo ogenda okulaba ebigambo bikusamu ttuse nga weeyanise ng'ekwanise. Mu Lungereza bakiyita Friedish slip of tongue. Neffe wano Buganda bagiyita mmandwa. Obyogera totegedde. Kati yagenze n'etemba aniita amongo. N'abyogera byonna byonna. Njagala kibalage omwoyo gwe baaleeteddemu etteeka lino. Agala kukkakanya. Ate Anita Amongo ebigambo byayogedde si bigambo bye, ebigambo bya Museveni, naye okusingira ddala bigambo byabo bakwano ba Anita Amongo. Lwaki ngamba bigambo byabwe? Mwabalabyeko mu Parliament ng'ensonga eyo enkulu ennyo ekwata ku bantu be bagamba nti babagala nnyo. Mwabalabyeko? Mwabawulizzaako? Kibeewunyisa. So kyekiri kye mbadde njogerako nti basobola okukwata abantu bwe baali baagala okubba ettaka mu apa bafuna abantu mu north ne babafuna ne babaleeta bogerera ensonga eyo. Bwe baba baagala okunyigiriza abasiraamu bajja kufunayo omusiraamu yeebikirire na nnyo ajje ng'ayogera okusapootinga ekyo ekinyigiriza abasiraamu. Ne mu ngeri eno lwakuba ensonyi zikyali nnyingi naye jja balaba nga bavuddeyo n'abalala batandise dde okuvaayo okubikirira Anita Amongo. Mujja balaba nga bafuba nnyo okubakonvinsinga mmwe okubalaga nti omuntu abanyigiriza ye mukwano gwammwe ate omuntu agezaako balwanirira ye mulabe wammwe. Mujja kubalaba nga bafuba nnyo. Tekyemunyisa yagadde bajjukiza nti abantu abafaanana bwe bati bassebo ne bannyabo beboogera just tebiba birowoozo byabwe nti anze ndowooza bwe nti ebirowoozo byange byawukana ku bibyo. No, teba nsobi. Eno projekiti yonna ey'okukompavarishinga, ey'okunafuya n'okwavuyaza n'okufufuggaza abantu era eyo project ebaako abantu bangi, wabawo abagikulira, waliwo abapulinga paaki ng'eyabanitamu, waliwo abapulinga paaki ey'okuwamba obuwambi abantu, waliwo n'abapulinga paaki ey'ogendanga ku mpewo ne boogerera ebyo ebikolobero nga babifuula ebirungi. Ate abapulinga paaki nene kuba baagala okulaga nti ate omuntu omukyamu ye mutuufu, omutuufu ye mukyamu. Baagala okulaga nti mulabewo ye mukwano gwo, omukwano gwo ye mulabewo. Abantu abo mubeegendereza nga tebabeera innocent, babeera part of that plan. So bwe mubanga mubatunulire nkaliriza, kuba nabo bali equally oppressive. Nviira ddala waggulu bannange nga mbajjukiza nti singa mukkiriza ne babatwalako emmwanyi zammwe munaaba musigaza ki? Mujja kuba temulina kyemusigaza. Beebaza okumpuliriza, njagala okubakoowoola mwenna naddala abali around Western Uganda, tulumbe ekisolo tukampeiningire esisa waffe etana, tuggyeyo obuwanguzi, naye si buwanguzi bwokka, tumakinge sure message yaffe eya change, eya freedom n'ey'Abannayuganda okolera wamu ekuuka bulungi. Munzikirize malirize nga njogera ku bintu bibiri ebirala. Eky'Abaganda baffe abali mukomera abaasibwa nga tebalina musango, obujulizi ne bubula, ne babula omusango babasalira, naye ne basindika balamu ne banna abalala ne babagamba obuba temukkiriza musango, bagenda basiba wadde temugwina. Olw'okwagala okuba mukomera bakkiriza omusango, naye nga boogera naffe nga bakimanyi naffe tukimanyi tebalina musango. Nga bwe nabasaba nti tuyimirire nabo. Saawa zino toyinza banenya nnyo kubanga bali mu mikono gya mulabe waabwe, naye ate mu kiseera kye kimutuusaamu nnyo ekitiibwa abakomrade abalemeddeko, bakomrades nga Machete, nga Kalanzi n'abalala, kubanga si kyabuzira okukkiriza omusango gw'otaziisa. Nakyogerako muzikize neera mu dakiika emu kyogereko nti kibi nnyo kye baakola abaana b'abandi okumufuusinga okukkiriza omusango gw'obutujju, omuteekeko maaka nti ono terrorist, naye ng'omusango ogwo taguzzanga. Naye tumanyi nti nga tumaze okugoba Museveni tujja kuddayo mu kooti ebyo ebisango byonna tubisazeemu kubanga bya kisubi. Ekyennaku nti gavumenti ya Museveni terina limiti mu buswavu bweyinza kutuukako. Bagenze abo abantu oluvannyuma lw'okubakkiriza emisango gye batakola ne babasalira n'obasalira, ate Parliament n'abagamba kati oluvaayo tubatuusiza kyankwanzi, mugende babayigiriza okuwagira Museveni. Of course abasinga babiganye, nayogeddeko ne mwanyinaffe Olivia Rutaya nantegeeza nti wadde bamukkiriza byatakkiriza, naye ate bamusalidde omusango. Bakusalira omusango, gavumenti batikigwinako obuvunaanyizibwa. Kati asaabinga kibonerezo kye era bw'avaayo ayagala kudda waka kusinkana famire ye, naye ekyo kisobola okubeerawo only singa muvaayo nammwe ne muyimirira naye. Njagala okibasaba mwennayo ku social media abali mu Uganda n'abali eyo, mubayambeko bannaffe abasobola okutuukira ebitongole ebirwanyizira eddembe byonna. That is extra torture. Mu bigambo bye Olivia yagambye teyeetaga rehab, bwe bali rehab ekomera bamusibye ate nga talina musango gwe yakola. So bamuleke, ekiseera kye kyebamusiba ebikinaggwayo bamwesonyiye, baleme mulemerako ate mutwala mbyatakkiririzaamu. Nyongera n'okubajjukiza Abaganda bange nti bannaffe abaawambibwa tebalabikanga. Olunaku lwajjo abalongo muganda waffe John Bosco Kibalama be yaleka nga ba myaka 2 n'ekitundu baweze emyaka 8, era mu ddiini yaffe y'Obukatuliki baali bafuna konfirmansiyo n'abadde yeegayaza n'enyimirirawo nga kitaabwe okukiikirira taata waabwe John Bosco Kibalama. Tukyayongera okubanja abantu baffe, si John Bosco Kibalama yekka, naye mulimu Damulira John, mulimu Wangolo Shafik, mulimu Lukwago Martin, mulimu Semuddu Michael, mulimu Musimbowa, mulimu Nalumo Vincent, mulimu Zimula Dennis, mulimu Kanata Muhammad, Katumba George, Mbabazi Moses, Sempija Jude, Mugumya Arafat, Kityo Peter, Muwemba Mustafa, Mubiru Hassan, Sesazi Isma, Nekisembo Godfrey. Abono bokka tulirako amannya naye bangi nnyo ababuzibwawo zitya okuvaayo okuba bazimanyi nti batiisibwa bayinza n'okubatuusako obulabe naye tetugenda kulekeraawo okubanja baganda baffe abo paka nga tubafunye. Tusabe Katonda babeere nga bakyali balamu naye ne bwe tebakyali balamu babatuwe tubaziike mu kitiibwa tumanye twabumba abatemula. Naye njagala okujjukiza Museveni n'abo abasajja bakozesa baddamulira n'abalala nti olunaku lumu mujja kusasula ebikolobero by'omugozi ku bannayuganda. Mwebale nnyo mwebale.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I will have a go. Camera with a subscribe. When I go subscribe. Gwe na aliko toyera subscribe obenga okona makado gwe na ali ku Shalom Television Uganda webale nnyo kubanga obaddeko kuba twatanise akaseera kano omulungi aliko ali ku Shalom Television Uganda webale subscribe omulungi ali ku Rodia TV subscribe gwe na aliko subscribe okone mukade